hey, and that's your final answer?
Well, we've got some interesting things as we enter the second week of Marxist occupation of America, or as I refer to it, Venezuela North. And things have been a little bit tougher for America than I even expected following the election in November. But I'm sure we're going to get through this, and hopefully we're going to be able to move forward at some point in the future. Things so far seem to be heading in backwards direction. But in the news, we've got a pass for Kevin Clinesmith. Now, he's not a household name, but he is the only one to be found responsible for the bogus FISA warrant. He has admitted to signing a bogus FISA warrant. That warrant led to a series of events that supported a bogus claim that Donald Trump was elected with the help of the Russian government and other parties within Russia. This turned out to be completely false. So what happened is that after ridiculous amounts of attacks on President Trump, we also had the Mueller investigation, which was supposed to finally get down to it. They spent approximately $25 million at the Mueller investigation to simply come up with what we all knew, that it was bogus from the get-go, and nothing really seemed to come out of it. I'm not sure why other people haven't been convicted and arrested, but in any event, I guess the classic scapegoat was Mr. Clinesmith. To my surprise, he's been given probation for causing all of this harm in America, and I think that is a disgrace, and I think it is a miscarriage of justice. But anyway, that's the first item in the news for this week. Another one was a proposal that is called HR1. In other words, the first bill proposed in the House for this session of Congress. And it is a bill that is supposed to prevent problems with elections in the future, but it's improperly titled. It is a completely bogus situation, again, where it supports anonymous drop boxes, anonymous mail-in, and even prohibits the states from setting reasonable rules for elections, and most importantly, eliminates or in many ways inhibits the ability of the states to require accurate identification for people who are showing up to vote. Voting is one of the most privileged pieces of our citizenship, and I believe it is a horrible incident to not simply ask people to show us their identification. And I hear from people all the time, oh my gosh, you're being too hard. There are a lot of people out there who don't have identification. I'm sorry, that just does not hold water. And for someone who doesn't have a driver's license, every state agency will issue a identification card in lieu of that. People can bring their passport, people can bring their driver's license, people can bring other pieces of identification, a utility bill, a lease. There's lots of ways to establish who you are in America if you're a legitimate individual. And I'm not buying this nonsense that requiring identification somehow limits the access to the voting process. In any event, hopefully HR1 will go down in flames. If it doesn't in the House, hopefully it'll go down in the Senate. But that's what's in the news this week.